We are live.
All right, so we are alive. Hi, and welcome to our video where we look today at a house in Friendship, New York. The address, if you want to follow along, is 22 Queen Anne Street, again in the city of our town of Friendship, New York. You know, I actually meant to look up some statistics, see how much the population is, what the median home price is in Friendship, and forgot. Yikes. Okay, continuing on. If you're new here to our videos, my name is Roger. I'm here today with Tagg. I don't see that she's got one of her co-hosts on her lap this morning the way she has been
She's right
lately.
here. She's on the floor.
Not far away then, huh? All right, so this is our YouTube channel with a focus on finding and sharing with our viewers affordable housing solutions for everyday people. Anyway, today we've got a foreclosure home again. It's a single family home. It's got 3 bedroom, 1 bath, but it's a bit on the larger side compared to our normal stuff. It's got 1,832 square feet, so pretty big. It's big enough for a family, not a large one. 22 Queen Anne Street. 22 Queen Anne Street. Oh, you're in Singerlands, New York, not Friendship, New York.
Okay, I'm like, why isn't this?
Yeah,
I was just
I happened
thinking
to look
that.
over and I thought that house doesn't look like the one I'm looking at. And then of course I thought it was me. So yeah, 22 Queen Anne with ANN in Friendship. You got it, I guess.
Okay,
That's
here
the
we
house.
go.
That's
Because I'm
what
like,
she's
wait a
saying.
minute, this is off the market. Okay, gotcha. All right.
So this is also got a rather large yard because it's got a 2.9 acre lot. So just under 3 acres. Plenty of room for you to indulge your homesteading passion.
This is like the perfect.
Anyway, we're reviewing this house from the 11 photos that are posted on realtor.com. And so I'm going to hand it back to my co host to get us started, take us into the house.
Okay, looks as though we have 3 exterior pictures and great angle of this property. Hats off to the photographer who took this.
I'm having a real hard time hearing you for some reason. Maybe it's turned down. Maybe I'm turned down, but is your mic as close as it normally is?
Can you hear me now?
Try the normal. I think it may have been my volume being turned down.
Okay. All
Yeah, I
right.
can hear you better.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So this is already creating a story for me. I'm liking the way how the outside looks. It looks like the porch is in an L shape, which for me, my style, you can't have too much outdoor living space. I like this, and I can just imagine what the amount of shade and sunlight you would get um, in season, in summer, spring, summer, fall, and just enough sun where you can have a nice homestead and garden, and a nice amount of shade where the electricity bill isn't like through the roof. So I like this a lot. I like the fact that you can balance this out, the landscaping around the house with whatever garden you like to bring some color and livestock to the front. It's curb appeal. That's the word I was looking for.
That orange safety netting adds a little pop of color on the left side of the porch.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong with orange.
Probably not the color you meant, though.
Right, yeah.
I'm
But
wondering if on the right side, do we have a porch that wraps around there too, and it's just blocked by the tree and the
tree.
bush?
It would be nice if there is. I mean,
Yeah,
that could be your
definitely.
shaded vegetables over there, or herbs or whatever. Um, it kind of looks like this could be a well, maybe. I don't know for sure. Maybe it's just not, but um, I like what I see so far.
Uh-huh. Me
And
too.
yeah, I like the way how this garage is like separate from the home. Um, it just adds character to the property to me. It doesn't matter if it's attached or unattached. You know, and here's one view of the porch. I think that looks great. It has lots of potential. Of course, it needs some work, but I think it has great potential. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree as well. The one thing that was catching my eye, or not catching my eye, but occurring to me, the old random male mind, is to dig a tunnel from the house to the garage.
Yeah, I can see you doing that right before the show. Just a pile a day, digging in the dirt.
I don't
Can't
think I'd
create
tackle that uh, uh, by by hand by myself. I think I'd rent an excavator or rent an excavator driver to dig it up close to the house and close to the garage, and then I'd finish it off by hand. And I think I'd just have them dig up the yard, with at the width I would want, and then
a.
just fashion some sort of safe covering, roof covering, and then pile the dirt back up on that, and seed the grass. So anyway, it
Okay.
could it could happen.
Yeah, that's what dreams are for,
Yeah,
possibilities. Yeah.
yeah.
So let's take a look at our neighborhood and see what's going on here. I wonder what this was for. Uh, but
Hmm.
it is what it is. If you don't like it, you can remove it. And if you like it, you can make it pretty.
Yeah, I
Huh.
got nothing.
This is this looks nice. I mean, it looks, well kept and not too busy. It's not a busy street, and it looks good. So I mean, I like it so far. So good.
I do notice a steel roof on the garage, but I can't really tell with the house. But
Yeah.
usually, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to remark that often when the prices that we see, the ones we're actively looking for, in fact, um, they've got one or more of four things wrong with them that need to be, in a lot of cases, mitigated before you actually move into the house. And that is one, the roof.
Right.
Maybe we'll get a view that'll show me. It kind of looks like a metal roof on top of the porch. I can't really see anything that's any sort of clue about the main house
Mm-hmm.
roof. But at 29.9, spending 10 or 15,000 for a roof is not gonna, or even more if you make a metal roof for the house to match, the porch and the garage.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be what's the word I'm looking for. It, I guess it could be done. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. And then, of course, the other things that do happen, especially if a house is an older one. This was built in 1920. I think I forgot to mention that in my initial comments. Um, so it could potentially have knob and tube type electric, which predates the modern modern. Imagine how backward we're going to be described as in 50 or 100 years. But anyway, if it has that sort of tubing, you'd be wanting to anticipate rewiring the house. Um, anyway, with that being said, the other considerations are HVAC and plumbing, and just got to get there to look at it to know. But Sorry, I went off on a kind of a tangent there when you asked me about my opinion of the way that the outside of the house looks. Please continue on.
Okay. All right. There was something I was going to say about the outside, but I can't remember.
Often you'll talk about the condition of the grass, which is a clue to you about the condition of the soil. That'll be, home growing stuff friendly for you.
Right. It looks pretty healthy, but that wasn't what I was going to
That
say.
wasn't it, huh? I
Mm-mm.
tried.
Okay. So here is the kitchen. Looks like we have gas. That's a plus.
It does,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, gas stove. Um, it would be nice to see another angle of the kitchen. Maybe there's a different angle in the more photos. But so far it looks like you have some lighting there. I wonder if this is a built-in right here. Uh,
That's my best guess. At first, I thought it was a doorway,
mm-hmm.
but it seems like the frame goes all the way around, including the baseboard,
Yeah,
because it looks different at the bottom of it than the other baseboards that are in view there.
yeah. So, uh, oh, it's plumbed for a dishwasher. So, you might want to upgrade that. I would rearrange this kitchen to get the maximum amount of counter space and cabinet space.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe this is a dining room
I
here.
think that's an exterior door is my
Is it?
best guess. We don't have a floor plan, but often, the back door to a house is in the vicinity of the kitchen.
Right. It's in the vicinity, but it's hard to tell with only one angle. So,
Yeah.
um,
Anyway.
let's move on. But I would want to make this kitchen modern.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. And
Yeah, I think it's definitely a candidate for a complete redo.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to get
So,
some uppers on that side where the stove is at, and probably wherever the refrigerator is at, which I assume is behind the camera. But
mhm.
like you said, rather, and I thought you were absolutely right. We may get another chance in the more photos that'll give us an angle so that we can uh, discuss it more in a more relevant manner.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I I think I would want to keep the sink though. I like the style sink for an older home such as this. I would want to keep this and work around it.
I think you're right. I agree. That's neat.
Yeah. Moving over to the bathroom, it only looks like we have a picture of one bathroom. So
Yeah.
it looks small. And of course, with the home seems to be pier and beam. So it would be an easy task to like move this toilet and, realign the plumbing to fit the space a little bit better.
And your vision
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but other than just basic cosmetic stuff here, and you know, uh, the the only one photo that we do have, you can pretty much come up with your own conclusion that the bathroom needs to be redone. Okay, so we saw the exterior kitchen, bathroom. Okay, let's take a look at more photos. Okay, great. All right, so here's the other side of the kitchen, and I would try to open this up so I can have an open style kitchen and implement um, a kitchen island here in this space. I would redo the cabinets that are on the side here, make it a little bit more modern, updated, repurpose these in the garage or, another,
Store and
yeah, laundry room or wherever. That'll also help with the dumpster space as well. So it looks like they were doing some modifications over here in the back. Here's an exterior door. I wonder if this is the front door then. Huh. I don't know. Okay, let's
Honestly, I really don't know for sure either.
yeah. I mean, here's an exterior door in this photo. Here's an exterior door. So there
That's,
must be a side door to the porch.
you think there's maybe 3 doors to the outside?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
You know, maybe
Right.
we can tell, but I love the way how this is looking right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That just screams out a nice little love seat or something to curl up in,
mhm.
enjoy the light coming through and read a book or listen to some music that you like or sit and chat
Yeah.
with a somebody somebody else that lives in the house with you.
Uh-huh.
It's just real neat.
That is neat. So, I guess the kitchen is split off because this looks like a different room altogether, but then you have this huge opening, unless it's a mirror. I don't think it's a
I
mirror.
I honestly was thinking mirror for that right there because it doesn't go to the floor, so it wouldn't be a doorway. Because I don't think there's a doorway in any house that we've looked at that doesn't go all the way to the floor because you don't want to step over a short wall to go from the room you're in to the other room.
Yeah, but they definitely had an idea that didn't. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
this one's worth having a look at, I believe. But go ahead.
yeah, is you're gonna have some repairs in here. You know, obviously there's some ceiling um,
Issues.
issues. Yeah, and you have a whole upstairs, so you know maybe this wouldn't be move in ready to do your renovations. I think that there's several issues you need to address before moving in, so the upstairs can remain upstairs and you're not falling through the ceilings. You know, getting wet in the process because of the roof. You know, electrocuted because of the wiring. You know, things like that.
You're
So,
scaring me.
well, you know, it is what it is. Um, it's not going to be picture perfect, but for 29.9 and the roof alone is approximately 20,000. So, I mean, I like to think of the worst as far as in creating a whole new canvas, taking it down to the studs if need be. So then you can start eliminating what's off your your to-do list, which ends up costing you less. So that's my way of thinking. Instead of going in with the mind frame of, well, this is going to be this much, this is going to cost blah 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 to fix this, when you can, you know, come out ahead with knowing that you have a major project on hand and be prepared to take it to the bare bones and start from scratch. So I like the fact that there is a staircase behind a door. It's not just open, so there is a little bit of separation as far as if this is a living quarters upstairs. You can keep that private um, instead of having just an open staircase going up. And with the solid with these solid doors, I love these doors.
Yeah.
It just creates an extra sound barrier and aesthetic that is pleasing to me. Any comments?
Um, well, we've seen part of the ceiling in a couple of the other photos, and it looks like it's an acoustical type tile. And while I may not require that for myself to be replaced prior to move in, it'd be fairly high on my list of things to do, for the house. And honestly, I have to admit that's more aesthetics, personal preference. Because I haven't seen anything defective in the ceiling yet. With that being said, I agree with you about the doors. Love those old school solid doors that I would definitely want to be refinishing and putting a fresh coat of paint on them, and um, getting them back on the wall, or we're putting them back on. Um, I guess that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. It would be nice to see the upstairs. Maybe this is the only room upstairs. Don't really know. Or maybe this is the room that's off of this room here. Don't really know. The photos are not really telling a story of the interior. However, you can get an idea of what's inside so you can make a decision if this is worth the investment, to basically root in if you're going to settle down in this home. So I see possibilities. I like the way how it's structured on the inside. It's kind of open, kind of not. So I would just want to incorporate the space to be open, simply because that's what I like. And the focal point for me is the kitchen. What's what's going to be surrounding the kitchen and how that implements into my daily lifestyle. So if you don't have anything else, I'd like to move on to the maps.
Absolutely, go right ahead. I thought it'd be a good time to figure out where Friendship, New York is at.
Hmm.
It's a little bit southeast of Buffalo, New York. So um, it's definitely up there. They're up there in northern town.
Hmm. Don't know much about the East Coast, um, but if you're looking for a home, we live in the magical world of the interwebs, and so you can create a winter home or a summer home, or whatever, and still be connected to the world instead of just the area. So this is a nice, huge lot. Look how large that is.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So you have a nice green belt. It's not too close to the interstate, so you don't have that interstate noise.
But wow, it's pretty close to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although it looks like you may have to drive a little bit to get to an on ramp to use the interstate to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like a maze to get to the internet, but I mean the interstate. But when you think about how often you actually use it, I think this is another diamond in the rough. You know.
Uh, yeah, I think so also. I think that they'll have offers over and above what their listing foreclosure price is if somebody wants to really, get it.
Yeah.
So be interesting to see what happens with this uh, whenever the foreclosure actually, closes for bids.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't have any way of doing that. Personally, I'm not, a real estate person as far as my profession, or actually, I'm professionally retired right now, so I'm lucky in that context. Anyway, so you're probably waiting for me to say my usual closing stuff so that you can do your closing stuff.
Or we can just sit here and talk, chit chat.
Of course, yeah. So, usually what I say about this time is actually it's a mix of stuff, and it varies from video to video. But one of the things I do want to point out to our viewers is we, well, first of all, we appreciate you being here and taking the time to watch the video and being still around when I'm spouting this gibberish now. But if you get this house, if you were to purchase it and you ended up having to replace the roof, you would still be far ahead. Even if you had to replace either the roof and or heating and air, plumbing, or electric, I think about the only thing that would really crush you is if you had to redo all four of those mechanical type systems or big ticket items. But the hope would be that one or possibly two of them, you'd be able to stay in a reasonable amount. So with all that being said, if you, for example, do have a bad roof or you have problems in any of those areas, often that will prevent getting a government guarantee loan, which is, your FHA loans, your VA loans, your USDA loans. So you'd have to get commercial financing, which is not unusual at all. I mean, I don't know the statistics, but that's probably a big chunk or maybe most of home loans that, were made these days. But just, to give you a advance notification that the VA and the FHA, of course, are famous because of the small down payment to move in requirement. They're much friendlier to that sort of thing than a commercial loan would be. With that being said, I just want to say that on Tagg's behalf and my own, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching our video. We certainly do appreciate your presence, and we wish you the best in your home search, your home buying journey. And I'll be quiet now so that Tagg can talk to you. And thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, well, I don't have much to say other than if you have a property you would like to get the word out, we are more than happy to help. You spread the word, and I believe at the end of the day, it's about people helping people. And so we will catch you next week.